Welcome to listening to Paint Drive with Mike and Dan, a podcast about the art and hobby of miniature painting. I'm Mike.
And I'm Dan. Thank you for joining us as we continue our journey to become better, braver, happier painters. Hey Mike, let's talk about sponsorships.
Oh man, we have sponsorships? What do we got?
Well, just like last year and the year before, we still don't have a sponsor, but we are sponsoring another cool gaming con and a paint competition. So today would be a little bit quicker than normal because I just don't feel like talking, Mike. But we do have an announcement for everybody, and we'll talk about other odds and ends.
Sure, and last year, if you remember, we helped with the Kill Team Open in Baltimore in the Inner Harbor. Dan ran the Squad Goals painting competition, and I taught my first class on basing composition. We also got to spend some quality time with Will Hahn that weekend. And so this year, for some reason, they want us back. I'm not sure. I guess we did a good job fooling them last year. And we're getting ready for Kill Team Open 2. Dan, what do you got for us on this?
Well, Mike, just as you mentioned, we're going back to Baltimore for Kill Team Open 2. This is going to be held February 18th and 19th at the Overhills Mansion right outside of Baltimore. So last year we're at the Inner Harbor. This year, Outer Harbor. Nah, it's a vineyard, apparently.
So vineyard, woohoo! That changes the nature of this party. Wives might want.
There's some really cool details we look forward to sharing with folks. So last year,
wait a minute though, it's a vineyard, what? That means our wife's coming too. What?
You can if you want to. I'm not. So last year was all about us, and this year it's about all of our 7 or 8 listeners that we have. So we're giving away a VIP package.
A VIP package? That sounds awesome. Sounds impressive.
So let me explain all the wonderful things that you get with the VIP package. So you get entrance to all of the paint classes and workshops for this year. You'll get free entry into all the Squad Goals painting competitions. We have 3 of them this year. We're going to have individual, which is your champion, your fire team, which is your squad, and we're going to have a diorama one this year also. You get a cool shirt. Hopefully it's a cool color also, but it's going to be a limited edition shirt just for staff and for our VIP members. You get shuttle service from the hotel. So the hotel this year, we have a block of rooms, and that's going to be at the Baltimore BWI Airport. It's right around the corner. It's not that far away. But let's say that you're partaking of the juices of the vineyard. You don't have to drive. So if you go to killteamopen.com, you can find the reservations. They have blocks of rooms that most of us be hanging out with or hanging out in. And you'll be able to hang out and do all that fun stuff. You have access to a VIP tournament area, which is around the in the hall itself. Let's see. You have many other wonderful perks that we're not going to talk about. And those will be surprises. You'll get a VIP badge and a special swag bag specifically made for people that enjoy painting. Don't know what's in that swag bag, but I know what we got last year for prize support and for swag bags. So there might be something super freaking cool in there. So if you're trying to calculate how much all that cost, well, it doesn't cost our winner anything, but it's valued at over $300.
$300, man, that's legit.
Yes, it is. I'm very surprised. I'm very excited about giving this away. So Mike will pass on the details of how you can get entered into this contest.
All right. So nothing like putting Mike on the spot. All right.
Yeah. Mike, you might just want to pause and let's go back over the notes because I can't remember. So
no, it's okay. We're going to post this on Instagram. So pay attention on our Instagram feed. And when we post it on Instagram, you need to like the post, follow us on Instagram, follow us, follow the Kill Team Open, and share the post. And so that's how you'll get entered in to the contest. And so we'll put all those details. We'll make the official online announcement. We'll have all those details in that post, so don't worry about it. And that'll be up within the next week. And
Yeah, in the
so,
next week or so, we'll have all the specific details. So share it with your friends; they can share it too. Again, you're getting a $300 value. You're getting tons of swag. You get access to our different classes that we're having, entry into our squad goals painting competition. Oh, and the last thing is a special meet and greet with Listening Paint Dry with Mike and Dan.
man, I don't know if you want to hang out with those hacks.
Yeah, I know. I debated saying anything about that.
Damn
But
it, Dan!
since
You
they're
just
since
decreased
they're
the value.
since they're pushed, yeah, I know. The value just went down. Uh, it's only worth it's only worth $2.99 now.
Right.
Um,
So you can't even
so
get a bus ride with that anymore.
so with the meet and greet, we'll probably end up just having dinner with us. But if you happen to see us and you want to play some Kill Team, we'll be there to throw down with you. I know Mike will go over some of the classes that he has going on, and we probably should talk about the classes we're going to have there anyway, so
Right.
everybody can have an idea of what's going on. Um,
Sure, and I can do that if you want me to.
sure, knock yourself out there, Mike.
So on Saturday, during the day, Wilhan is teaching a morning non-metallic metal class. In the evening that night, I am teaching a 4-hour basing composition class where we're going to we're going to go over the basics of composition, how to make your gaming bases look pretty good and take them to the next level. And we're going to try to create two 32 millimeter bases. I think that's what's on the Kill Team, like that's what Kill Team models are, like a Space Marine. And so we're going to do a jungle and a city ruins. So that should be pretty awesome. There's also another Saturday class on painting black and white with Martin Landau. I mean, oh no, Orlando. Not my fault. Dan wrote that joke. And then Sunday morning, right now, there's only one class, and Will is teaching a weathering, how to paint weathering in the morning. We're going to talk potentially about me taking on a second class on Sunday as well, but that's in the works. We'll let people know. But yeah, it should be great. A bunch of award-winning artists painting, and then me teaching people how to paint and work other stuff. But it should be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm excited. It was a great class last year. Yeah, really enthusiastic students, and I learned a lot from them too. And so hopefully my experience at ReaperCon last year and teaching at ReaperCon this year will translate to even a better opportunity for students to at the Kill Team Open.
And
So
just in case you guys just need a refresher or another poke or prod, I'm just going to say Wilhan's going to be there.
right, exactly. Wilhan will be there. Yes.
So yeah, we're looking forward to getting this going.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that we have tons of people that put in, and even if you don't win, we'd like to see folks. Last year we had I'm not kidding, thousands of dollars worth of prizes for our paint competition. I'm
The
sure
prize
that the
support was
folks.
stupid. That was
Yeah,
stupid. How
it's
much?
no joke. How I felt bad that I couldn't enter because I probably wouldn't want anything anyway. But yeah, I think the folks that won were kind of embarrassed that they had so much stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that gave away so much. Yeah. It was incredible. And, that we got some fantastic paint jobs, too. I mean, there were some people
Yeah,
who really went all out and did a great job. And then, one of the painters who was in it then took what he learned and then, like, cleaned up at the Nova Open this year.
yep.
Dave Smearsack, or also known as Bourbon Brush, he got second place in the figure painting. And then at Nova Open, damn, he won what 2 or 3 best in categories and golds, and now the poor guy's in masters from now on.
Yeah. Well, he deserves to be a Masters because he's pretty darn good.
He is fantastic.
So,
He's a fantastic artist.
so
Dave's a
yeah, I know that this may preclude our friend up in whatever that country is out there, Norway or something. But unless he wants to fly in and stay in Baltimore and hang out with us, but we are East Coasters, and Mid Atlantic area probably be a lot easier for folks to get in our area. But we don't discriminate against the folks on the other coast. So if you guys are from California or Nevada or anything, Texas, Indiana, any of those places, come on down. We'll still have you. We'll show you a good time here on the East Coast.
exactly. He'll have a
Eat some
fantastic time.
crabs.
I was skeptical just because it was new last year, and I don't know anything about Kill Team still. But the Kill Team Open people were so welcoming, so much fun. I really enjoyed getting to meet and getting to meet guys and just hanging out. And then the vendors there were fantastic, lots of fun to talk to. I was mad I was only able to stay one day, but this year I'll be able to do all 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the con is Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. They are a good group of guys, and helping them set up and seeing all the cool specialized tables they have,
Oh man,
especially for Kill Team members that or Kill Team players, you guys would know. But our VIP package is specifically for artists, so you don't have to be a Kill Team player. You just can come out and you're just going to paint. That's what we're going to do. Hang out,
oh man, it's hard though.
chill.
I'll tell you this though. When you and I were walking through and we were looking to judging best squad, right?
Mhm.
That was
Yeah,
so much fun. I was jazzed. I wanted to play at I was like, oh, look at all the tables were badass. The armies people were playing or squads people were playing with were painted badass. It was an enjoyable experience, even for a
yeah.
non gamer like me.
And it's grown. It's huge this year because I think last year they split up narrative and I guess the tournament. I don't know, grand tournament or whatever it's called. I don't even know what they call it.
Right.
But they were separate, as in they actually it's Kill Team Championships. So if you didn't make it to the next round, then you got like a bonus to play the narrative. But this time they're separate, so they're going to have just the championships and then narrative because a lot of people like playing the narrative. And
Yeah.
there are lots of people showing up this year, so we're
That's
pretty excited.
fantastic. That's wonderful. I'm so happy. This guy, a bunch of good guys working on this project for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so with that out of the way, what are you doing this weekend, Dan?
Well, like last year about this time, I drove my butt down to Winston-Salem and started playing some BattleTech. So I have another tournament, Southern Assault 2, and I'll be competing against many more people because it was pretty popular last year and it's definitely popular this year. I think we're up to almost 60 players.
Oh,
So for all
damn.
you BattleTech folks that say they're not out there, they're out there. They're all over the place. So since it is in North Carolina, most of the folks are going to come from North, South Carolina, Virginia, maybe a little
Invite
further
some.
north. I know there's a couple from Maryland, probably West Virginia, Tennessee. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I know there's a lot of returnees and a lot of folks like the Mech Bay podcast guys are going to be there, and we're definitely looking forward to meeting them because we have something that we need to discuss with them, Mike,
Yep.
and share with them. And eventually we'll have them on the show someday.
Yes. Yeah, we do need to
Um,
have them on the show soon because those are good.
yeah.
I really enjoyed talking to those guys.
So why
Uh,
do we need to talk to them? I keep forgetting. Why do we have to talk to those guys again?
well, that mysterious package you received in the mail this week would
Oh, the
be
one that's leaking stuff?
right. Yes, exactly. It should be oozing, and there should be a rather foul stench coming from it as well. If I played my cards correctly, but Dan and I were on the Mech Bay podcast not so long ago, and the gentleman there challenged me to paint a mech of Dan's choosing, which was a Battle Master. Which actually I didn't know what a Battle Master was, but I had seen that mech before. I had actually seen that mech on a few pieces of artwork for BattleTech, etc. and such. So I was kind of like excited that it was that. And so I painted it up and sent it to Dan. Dan has not seen it, and he and the Mech Bay guys are gonna take a look at it all at the same time. And they have no idea what I did, and hopefully we'll be able to figure something out. Maybe we can get that live on Instagram or something. But we'll let people know.
Yeah, we'll talk to them and see, because I know that they do lots of interviews during the Southern Assault or any of the tournaments they go to. So
Nice.
we'll see if they can record it. And all of our surprise as we're all laughing. We'll try not to laugh, but yeah.
It's going to be the worst painted mech ever, with a lot of
Well,
hype. A lot.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty poorly painted mechs out there, but I'm not. They're giant robots. They just need to be, yeah, solid colors.
And it's interesting because I kind of went. I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Don't give any spoilers. I don't want to hear anything at all.
But I don't think it's what you guys expect. And
I don't know
so,
what to expect.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That conversation was way too long ago for me to remember exactly what we talked about on the podcast with them. Plus, I ran my mouth a lot, so differentiating the crap that I was saying between other crap is kind of difficult. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm nervous and excited about it. I'm hoping that they like it. I know you won't. You always hate my shit, so.
That's why I always downvote all your stuff.
So, like, they don't have a dislike button on Instagram, but Dan found one. All right. Yeah, that's the other main thing. A couple other things that are going on. You pointed this out to me. I can't believe I missed this watching the video. I had to watch it a second time. But if you go to the Roman LaPlante Massive Voodoo YouTube channel and watch his video on judging painting contests, if you stop at the 5-minute mark, there's an ugly dude standing between Roman and Matt DiPietro. That's me. Yeah, that was back in 2018, I believe. There's that. I am painting a kill team for the Kill Team Open. I'm going old school with my first love of space vampires. And I have a big commission for Lord of the Rings, and then a dragon I'm painting for a friend who is finishing chemo, and they're having a party next week. So I wish I had more time to paint that dragon, like make it really display level, but I only have a certain amount of time. So anyways, Dan, what is going on?
Chemo?
Yep. Friend of the, there's,
well, you don't have to go into detail. I was just
no. This we've just known these people for a long time. My son and his oldest daughter were in school together, in elementary school. They were actually multiple times classes together. He actually got me back into coaching debate when I had taken a little bit of time off. And now my wife and he work at the same high school. They're teachers at the same high school, so back in touch again, etc. And he's successfully finished chemo, and they're throwing a party next week. And my wife thought it would be a good idea if I painted something up for him, so I'm painting a dragon, because we all know dragons fucking hate cancer. So, there we go. And I'll post some pictures of that. He's actually almost done. So
cool.
The other background of that is he's a huge D&D guy. He loves Dungeons and Dragons. And so was into it before, but when COVID happened, he got really hardcore into it, hosting people from all over the country playing games on Zoom and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, anyways, with that said, that's kind of where I am project wise. What about you? You've got, so you're leaving tomorrow. Tell me a little bit about this. So how many mechs are typically in a squad that you put on the battlefield?
So depending on what faction you use, you can have 4, 5, or 6 as your lance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be kind of like your squad size. And then it's based off of points. So usually you're going to have 2 to 3 lances or squads. And then you can have support. So you can have aviation, or you can have infantry, or you can have tanks, artillery, and that sort. So those are combined forces.
So just in general, how many models are you going to be putting on the table?
So for me, I have 9 mechs, 2 infantry, and 2 long-range missile tanks, for less
Nice.
of a better term. Um, but I went with that package instead of, so that'd be 3 lances.
Okay.
But some folks are only going with 2 lances because they're using bigger mechs, so it's more points.
Hmm.
And they're probably changing out their pilot skills, so you have to pay more points to make your pilots better.
Okay.
So most of them are going to probably be between 7 and 9, I would imagine. A lot of people are going combined arms, so they're just going to be throwing a couple tanks in and maybe a couple flyers.
Okay. So BattleTech isn't like, I mean, I guess you can go crazy with the points like in 40K or other games, but it sounds like for tournament wise, it's still pretty a small point limit.
There is, it's no formalized tournament, I guess, scoring or process or whatever, because um, it just hasn't gone to that point.
Hmm.
It's a casual game. It's an RPG. So to make it a tournament, I mean, there are a lot of unofficial things they're trying to make official, and that's what this is. Is just one of those tournaments that we use the majority of the rules, but we kind of made it standardized so everybody can come in. So we're not really going into like time periods and specific factions and things like that, because that really gets complicated, even more complicated than 40K does. Um, instead of be like playing 30K and 40K at the same time.
Yeah, I learned a lesson trying to going down that rabbit hole looking for a mech color scheme. And
Yeah.
I only spend a few hours doing it, but I'm like, holy Christ on a crutch. There are a lot of potential things, and then you get into the factions and the home worlds and the. I'm like, all right, but there's factions. There's another thing too,
So you have
houses.
clanners, and then you
Thank
have
you, clan.
clans. So that's kind of like it. If we had to equate it to 40K, um, that probably would have been the major division, like between 30K or heresy and 40K, because that's when things kind of like combined
Okay.
or didn't combine. So that's the great big schism. And then as time goes on, there's other big ones, and then it's just a long story, a lot of history and legend and lore and that sort. So.
Right, and it's interesting too because some of the houses are extinct, I guess.
Yeah, and then sometimes they get back together somehow, or they become allies with other ones, and there's a lot of families and um, arranged marriages to bring different houses together and planets together, and then you have the pirates, and then you have, yeah, the outworlds and things like that. Yeah, it's yeah, it can get complicated. So I try not to think about the lore too much. Because I got sucked on, because over the last 20 something years playing 40K, that kind of takes my whole brain up. But if I had another 20 or 30 years, I would just follow BattleTech, because that lore is pretty extensive also.
Yes, there is a lot out there for sure. But yeah, man, and you have one mech left to paint. Are you going to be able to get it done?
Yeah, I cheated a little bit. I got lucky with some colors. So right now I was waiting while we're talking, waiting for the base to dry. But I'm probably not going to paint anymore tonight. It's getting kind of late. Um, but I gotta put on its. I gotta put my decals on. I might do some basic highlights, but I think I'm just gonna keep it that way. I do need to work on the base a lot, though. I still have the painting. I have to paint my bases. I put hazard stripes on them, so I have to do that also, and that took me a while last time around. So I'm probably going to be taking some stuff with me, try to get that done on tomorrow night, because we start Saturday morning with the tournament.
Is there a get together again Friday night like last year? You said there was a beginners kind of get together, or
Yeah, the beginners are, well, yeah, it's going to be pretty much beginners getting together and relearning how to play. And there's a lot of people that said they haven't played it yet, but they just want to have it. They just want to come in and play, because that's how it was last year. And I'll be relearning how to play it again this year. And then I'll be hanging out with Josh and Denham, and probably Dustin if he's there from the Mech Bay. I'll be hanging out with those guys because we have to open up that package of goo and see what's in it, and then probably have
Right.
dinner.
What
And
is that
then
stank?
we'll go to Fortress Miniatures and Games. We'll go to Robert's place and go take a look. He's the big sponsor for this, and he's a really cool guy. We'll probably should have him on the show at some point.
Oh, cool.
But he runs like a whole entire BattleTech shop out of his garage. So a lot of people get to go over to his place and.
Oh yeah, you were talking to me about that. You were telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, where he has kind of like a museum in his house and everything, BattleTech stuff, and just it's insane.
Awesome. That sounds like a good time. Hopefully, when you come back, you give us a good report and tell us how things go. Last year, you got a trophy, right? You won
second place in painted. I don't think contrast is going to get me past that. Plus, a couple people have been showing off their stuff, and I'm like, God, geez, man, such great paint jobs out there. So,
don't sell yourself short, man. Your stuff looks good too. You sent me pictures of it. You should be posting those on Instagram.
Yeah, I probably should, but I forget. I always forget to, you know how it goes. We always forget to put our stuff on it. And I just started painting it last week, so.
Okay, well, can I post those mechs on Instagram for you?
No, not those. Those are bad ones. I'll figure something out.
All right, and remember, you guys got to take some good pictures for me so I can post them on our Instagram, because I totally screwed up and didn't take any good pictures of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got excited that it was done, and I felt like the base is a little rushed, but such is life. So I kind of threw it in bubble wrap. I wasn't sure when you were leaving, and so. But it's all good. And Postal Service worked. You got there on time. Hopefully it's all in one piece, because
I don't know. There's goo coming out of it, so probably not.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this show, right?
Yeah, that needs to be it.
Short and sweet to the point.
I don't know how short it was. It's been 30 minutes.
So. Yeah, for us, that's a half a show.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like 5 minutes.
Oh no, come on. You and I can't stop talking for 5 minutes. Come on. But anyway, so I guess we'll start with send us an email if you're going to be at Southern Assault or any other conventions coming up. Send us an email at listeningtopaintdry@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And if you go to any of these conventions, tell us about your experience there. And definitely, if you're at the Southern Assault, stop by and make sure you see Dan.
Yeah, I'm handing out stickers.
Woo, stickers!
Well, let's see. Yeah, but by the time this comes out, then yeah,
it'll be I'm going to put it out tomorrow. This episode,
okay, cool.
This is Thursday night, November 3rd. This episode is going live November 4th. Yep, it's going to be done. I'm actually going to sit here and edit this. I'm not going to paint tonight. I'm going to edit this and get it all ready with the music and everything to go out tomorrow.
Cool. I'm going to go to sleep.
Yep. Well, I got to walk the dogs first, but they're getting mad at me. It's 11 o'clock at night here.
Yeah.
So like, subscribe, follow, or wherever you get your podcasts. Dan, where are we on social media?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Listening to Paint Dry, or you can find us at Twitter at Dry Painting. And we have a YouTube channel. So if you want to take a look there. Maybe at some point we'll get some cool things up on there. I think that is the way.
Well, we have something done that we haven't put up yet. That you hired an artist to help us do, and we'll hopefully have that up at some point soon, which is really it's really awesome. And right now it's just for us.
We'll do
I will say this is the warning. If they do charge for Twitter, we will no longer be on Twitter, because I'm not paying for something that I barely use.
We're not verified. It's only for super cool people.
Oh, okay. So I thought it had to be verified users. I thought they were putting
it's the blue check mark thing, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess if somebody wants to impersonate us, then have fucking. They
probably have more viewers than us. So.
Right. Drive them to us. Have the fakies drive them to us. But So, yep. And, download us wherever you get your podcasts. If you can leave us a good review, we would greatly appreciate that. Any word of mouth also helps the show. So, as normal, thank you so much to our listeners out there. We do love and appreciate you, and hope you keep listening. We would love to see you at the Kill Team Open or Southern Assault as you journey to become better, braver, happier painters.
See ya.
Listening to Paint Dry with Mike and Dan is a production of LTPTWMD. All rights reserved. No portion of this recording may be used without the express written consent of the host. The music is Death by a Thousand Questions by Springtide. Download from the Free Music Archive on a non-commercial attribution share-alike basis. All views and opinions expressed in the show are solely the views and opinions of the person who said them. All celebrity voices, if any, were impersonated and done so poorly.